Is living based? Yes. Yes, it is. Because today is December 10th, 2023, and I am legally 25 in most parts of the world. By the time this video is uploaded, I'll be 25 in, well, anywhere on Earth, absolutely, anywhere, everywhere on Earth. And I have picked, I'm currently at Primrose Hill, and I've picked this spot because it's symbolic of, well, a vision of a wider world. So instead of me just being in my room the whole time, I was supposed to be aware there's a giant wider world out there, and this represents that nicely. There is the top of the hill, and this is the Quarter-Centennial Progress Report. I'm doing this because, well, someone else made a video of the same title, and if you look it up, it's really obvious why I decided to copy them, but also just because since that video came out, I decided, you know what, I want to have my own one of those. And well, 25 overall is, yeah, quarter of a century. It is also just a nice number, and I hope to live to at least 100 years old in decent enough health. Exactly. So, like, I mean, how can you possibly summarize 25 years of life in just like very shortly? Well, basically, I've done a lot of stuff. I've been to many places. I have experienced unique things that are unique to me, and that's important to say because, you know, I believe that acknowledging your own existence, your own uniqueness is really super important, which is why, you know, on my birthday I tend to think about that, or the days leading up to it. Like the night of 8th December, I was like thinking, I was being a bit like existential, like, holy shit, I'm alive. What am I doing here? What are my next steps? What are my next steps in life? But yeah, anyway, I'd say I'm just going straight into like my main problem, I think, is that I just like, in terms of like my habits I've developed over the past like 25 years, I have some good ones and some bad ones. One good one is that I keep things tidy. I think that's at least one good one. But one that I don't really keep, an issue that's kind of propped up ever since I was in university, is that I plan too much, and I don't do. So essentially, I see path in front of me, a possible path in front of me, and like, right now I'm in a decent place, and I know I can get into an even better place, and I pretty much know, like, generally what I want to do and what I should do in order to get to, well, where I want to be. But the thing is, I don't do, like, the chasing. I tend to just, like, I tend to just not do, just tend to not, like, do things. So even in the video, they were talking about, like, oh, the mental build-up of having to do something, like, the anticipation of doing it is worth just... takes much longer than actually just doing the thing, and I have that as well. So, like, just, you know, I have the plans. I can make all the plans I want, but just like, you know, go do it. And if I just do things, then I'm pretty sure the next 25 years of my life, when I'm 50, when I do a half-centennial progress report, will be, yeah, I'll just be much better. You know what? Yeah, exactly. And also another thing is that part of this is that I want to do things in like an order, but like a strict order. Like, I want to watch this exactly before this, or I want to make sure I read this before I write up something, so that I know everything I need to know before I tackle it. But the thing is, there's no perfect order to anything. You can't be completely ready for anything. You be as ready as you want to be, but you can't be like 100% ready. It's not a thing. There's always something you don't know. There's always something you don't know. There's always something that you could have done better. But all you can do is be as prepared as possible. And like, if you think too much about doing things in a certain order, if you don't feel like doing the first thing, then eventually doing the second thing will be impossible because you can't do the first thing. And it's not like you need to do things in like certain orders. So that's like those are my two hang-ups, basically. And then, like, of course, I can't just say, yeah, that's it, I'll solve it, and everything will be solved in my life. No, of course not. That's not how it works. Like, so, I mean, it takes work. I'm sure you as well. Like, you've probably thought yourself, you know, I need to do this, need to do that. But if you don't, but like, you know, it's not easy to deal with yourself, you know. But yeah, I mean, these are generic messages. But this is my, yeah. I'm not cutting this. One take only. And instead of just like doing things, like being on Discord is doing something, quote unquote. But by something, I mean like, at least engage in a conversation, or like browse the original content channel in a server and like watch the videos, look at the art that people have made and like comment on them and do stuff like that. Like do something. Don't just like read. Like do things. So yeah. But in terms of like actually what I mean by doing things, like most particularly what do I want to do? Well, I pretty much know what I want to do. Just at least for the next like 5 years, 10 years of my life. Like, of course, anything can change, but like, I pretty much know. But I don't, because anything can change. You don't know. Yeah, I mean, right now I'm in London. I might stay here, might not, might move. Who knows? To Wyoming, might move to Wyoming. Who knows? That's not likely at all, whatsoever. But yeah, just in terms of what I want to do as well, like, if I don't do it, like, it's all on me, I think. That's what I believe. I think that, like, if I don't do something, if there's nothing, like, getting in the way necessarily, like, of course, there's, like, financial things getting in the way, then, yeah, that's an issue. But if I, like, given the place I'm in now, if I, like, save money, for example, like, eventually, and, like, just be careful, then, like, I'll do okay. I'll do okay. I think that's okay. But of course, I mean, that's my situation. My situation is different, of course. Like, your situation might be different. So like, we have to deal with it in our own ways. And I hope that message as well just carries through to when I'm 50 and watching this. Like, whatever you're going through right now, the me in 50 years, like, just keep going. And like, my message, like, for you is, I mean, it's the same message that I always give myself. And if you know what that is, which you should know what it is, then yeah, keep that message in your head and your heart. I hope the next 25 years will be absolutely epic.